It has long been a truism within occult circles that the pentagram, when one point is ascendant, is a symbol for the positive principle, and when 2 points are ascendant it is a symbol for the negative principle. This is derived from a claim made by Eliphas Levi that the direction of the rays of the pentagram determine, if it represents the good or evil principle, 1 point up representing order and light, 2 points up representing disorder and darkness. Levi gives no justification or citation for this arbitrary distinction and goes on to arbitrarily equate the pentagram as a symbol for the Baphomet or goat-headed god. This ignores, or distorts, the pentagram's inclusion, 1 point down, in Constantine's seal, the later medieval depiction of it as a medical symbol of health, and its Christian representation as a symbol of the transfiguration of Christ. Aleister Crowley wrote that the point-down pentagram indicates the individual, microcosm, in a solar orientation, meaning not earth-oriented. Also that it had been used as a symbol of the Baphomet, the great androgyne. He interpreted the inverse pentagram to indicate the Nubian transcendence of the old Assyrian/Christian limitations. Manly P. Hall made the further startling claim that the star may be broken at 1 point by not permitting the converging lines to touch. It may be inverted by having 1 point down and 2 up. It may be distorted by having the points of varying lengths. When used in black magic, the pentagram is called the sign of the cloven hoof, or the footprint of the devil. Like so many esoteric writers, he fails to provide any evidence. No known graphical illustration associating the pentagram with evil appears until Levi in the 19th century. The Inquisition of the early 1300s does not appear to have made a connection between the pentagram and the Knights Templars' alleged worship of the Baphomet. Neither the rule of the order, the 11 charges against the Knights Templar, nor the 8 papal bulls promulgated against them make any mention of the pentagram or its association with the Baphomet. Claims that the pentagram was significant to the Templars appear to be unfounded. Its use in Hermetic manuscripts is rare. See Appendix I for additional illustrations. It is only in the later 20th century, and the creation of the American Church of Satan, that the inverted pentagram has become a popular symbol for Satan. They ascribe its usage to its appearance in Oswald Worth's law. Frank McConney Rendu Intelligible says Adept 2nd, Le Compagnon, Paris, Derry Livres, 1931. P60. A curious, and somewhat astronomically irrelevant, occurrence of cyclical positions of Venus will determine the points of a pentagram figure in the morning or evening sky during certain times of the year. Plotting the recurrence of Venus westward elongation from the Sun, over 6 consecutive synodic periods, will create the points of a pentagram. Historically, though, the pentagram has not been a symbol for Venus, neither planet nor goddess. Constantine S. seal. The pentacle's use in the city seal of Jerusalem has led to its confusion with the variously titled seal, shield, or Star of Solomon. Early Christians attributed the pentagram to the 5 stigmata of Christ, or the doctrine of the Trinity plus that of the 2 natures of Christ. According to Biederman, from then until medieval times, it was a lesser-used Christian symbol. Its form implied truth, religious mysticism and the work of Creator. Roman Emperor Constantine I, after his defeat of Maxentius and the issuance of the Edict of Milan in 312 ascribed his success to his conversion to Christianity and incorporated the pentagram, 1 point down, into his seal and amulet. Weber tells us that the 5-pointed star signifies our Lord's Epiphany and that it is a symbol of the revelation of the Christ child to the Gentile wise men. He warns that it must not be used as a Christmas symbol. He also defined it as the Star of Jesse, or of Jacob, and assigns it the meaning of heavenly wisdom. He illustrates it with 1 point up but doesn't define the alignment in his text. left square bracket to right square bracket. Hume notes that it was at one time used by the Greek Christians in lieu of the cross at the beginning of inscriptions. Templar gravestone, Tomer, Portugal, although other authors have claimed the five-pointed star as a Christian symbol, describing it as the Jesus star or the star in the East. A review of Christian art from the early medieval period to the Renaissance will reveal few examples. Becker refers to the pentagram as a symbol of Christ as Alpha and Omega, and as a symbol of the five wounds of Christ. The five-pointed star is also defined as a symbol of Christ, the bright and morning star, and, inverted, one point down, it represents the descent of Christ that is, his incarnation. An early depiction, reproduced by Eckhart, from a carving on a wall in the baptistery of St. John at Split in Yugoslavia, is dated from the 11th century. The site was originally the temple of Aesculapius, a god of medicine. Encyclopedia Britannica, Volume 11, p. 107, terms it a temple of Jupiter. Baptistery of St. John. While depictions of the five-pointed star or pentagram equating it with Jesus are rare, it should be also noted that they are non-existent in any depiction of the devil or Satan before Eliphas Levi's 19th century Baphomet. There are a number of examples of the pentagram found on buildings of a religious nature in Europe. Notable examples can be seen on gravestones in the Claustro de Lavagem in the Convento at Tomer, Portugal, the Monastery of Ravna, Bulgaria, and the Church of All Saints at Kilham, Humberside, Yorkshire, England, which incorporates the symbol on the columns which support the Norman doorway. It is indented on the gadaposts of the churchyard of St. Peter's, Walworth, England, built in 1824. There are also a number of examples in the sketchbook of 13th century Stonemason, Villard de Honnecourt. Further examples of the pentagram's use in Christian architecture can be found in a large carved inverted star in the center of the north transept rose window of Amiens Cathedral in France, built between 1220 and 1410 c.E. A huge inverted five-pointed star on the steeple of the Marktkirche, or Market Church in 14th century Hanover, Germany. The numerous inverted stars that surround a statue of Mary and the Christ Child in Chartres Cathedral circa 1150 c.E. be interlaced. Star depicted in the Berthold Missal drawn in the Benedictine Abbey in Weingarten, Germany circa 1225 c.E. An inverted nativity star in the sculpted capital of a cloister pillar from the 12th century c.E. and various Orthodox paintings that illustrate the Mount of Transfiguration. So please stop with the pentagram. It was used as a symbol in the Christian path as well as other paths in life. So, if the pentagram is evil, then you must say all religion is evil. Since the pentagram was used by other paths, then Satan is Thank you. Hail Satan.